Give me blood and I will give you freedom. You know, it's easily one of the most famous, most provocative rallying cries in modern history. But behind this intense slogan lies a really complex, globe-spanning story. We're talking ideological clashes, daring escapes, and a relentless pursuit of independence.
Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, let's dive into this. Today, we're unpacking the extraordinary life and campaigns of Subhas Chandra Bose. We're going to trace how a top-ranking civil servant totally transformed into a revolutionary military commander, navigating these wild global alliances right in the middle of World War II.
To capture this incredible story, here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with his rise in Indian politics, move on to the Tripuri crisis, track his escape and global alliances, examine his time leading the INA, look at the final campaigns, and then finally wrap up with the Red Fort trials.
Number 1. Rise in Indian politics.
So, Subhas Chandra Bose was a man of intense intellect and just rapid momentum. Back in 1919, he actually secured the 4th rank in the super prestigious Indian Civil Service. But his path quickly shifted toward revolutionary politics. In the 1920s, he made the slogan "Swaraj within a year" wildly popular. And alongside Jawaharlal Nehru, he formed the Indian Independence League and demanded complete independence in the Nehru Report. His impact was so huge that Rabindranath Tagore actually gave him the prestigious title of Desh Nayak. This whole rapid ascent, it climaxed in 1938 when he became the president of the Indian National Congress at the Haripura session.
But as you can imagine, this rapid rise came with some deep ideological friction. Bose really pushed for radical change within the Congress. When Mahatma Gandhi suspended the non-cooperation movement, Bose, well, he didn't hold back. He openly criticized Gandhi, calling the suspension a national shame. And later, when the civil disobedience movement was suspended, he doubled down, actually going so far as to call Gandhi a failed leader. I mean, those are incredibly strong words, right? And they absolutely set the stage for a monumental political rupture.
Which brings us to part 2, the Tripuri crisis.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how clearly it boils down their fundamental disagreement. Subhas Chandra Bose explicitly stated, "Nonviolence alone will not lead India to independence." His strategic goal was to trigger a massive movement during the Second World War to finally grab that independence. Mahatma Gandhi, on the other hand, directly opposed this objective. So we're literally looking at two entirely different philosophies on how to secure a nation's freedom.
This whole clash finally came to a head at the 1939 Tripuri session. Bose wanted re-election as president, but Gandhi threw his support behind another candidate, Pattabhi Sitaramaya. In this stunning political upset, Subhas actually defeated Gandhi's candidate, but the victory was pretty short-lived. Gandhi officially opposed the election, which led the Congress Working Committee to pass a resolution against Bose. Seeing the writing on the wall, Subhas resigned as president and Rajendra Prasad stepped in as the interim president. This domino effect is what historians call the Tripuri crisis.
Pushed out of the mainstream Congress leadership, Bose didn't even pause. That very same year, 1939, he established the Forward Bloc. His game plan was to consolidate socialist support to lead that mass movement he envisioned. Though, interestingly enough, even a prominent socialist like J. Prakash Narayan didn't actually join him at this time.
Moving on to Section 3, Escape and Global Alliances.
The logistics of his movements here are just mind-blowing, especially when you remember there's literally a global war raging. First, the British government put Bose under house arrest in Calcutta. But get this, he escapes his confinement and makes his way all the way to the USSR. But then, global geopolitics shifted. The USSR allied with England and France. Because of that alliance, Bose couldn't exactly stay there, so he moved on to Germany. Eventually, the strategic focus shifted to Asia, and he was invited to Japan by Rash Bihari Bose. Talk about a globe-trotting evasion.
Now, while he was in Germany trying to secure support from the Axis powers, he actually met directly with Hitler. It was also during this stint in Germany that the Indian diaspora there gave Subhas Chandra Bose the enduring title we mostly use today, Netaji, which means respected leader.
All right, number 4, leading the INA. And this brilliantly illustrates the complex formation and structure of the Indian National Army, or the INA, over in Japan. Let's break down exactly what these authentic foundational records are telling us.
So, the INA wasn't built by Bose alone. It was actually first put together by Captain Mohan Singh, alongside Gyani Pritham Singh and Major Fujiwara. Rash Bihari Bose had also set up the Indian Independence League, holding its first meeting at the Bangkok Conference. When Netaji finally arrived in Japan, he took command of the INA and structured it into several distinct regiments. And here is where it gets fascinating. Despite their earlier political clashes, he ironically named these regiments after his contemporaries, Nehru, Azad, and yes, even a Gandhi regiment. He also pioneered a dedicated women's regiment, the Rani Jhansi Regiment, which was commanded by Captain Lakshmi Sehgal. Pretty ahead of its time for sure.
But his leadership went way beyond just military command. On October 21, 1943, Subhash established the Provisional Government of Free India. He set up the HQ in Singapore and took on the official designation of Prime Minister. And this provisional government wasn't just some symbolic gesture. It was officially supported by Germany, Italy, and Japan. Later on, the headquarters shifted to Rangoon in Burma, where he even established the Azad Hind Bank. It was actually from the Malaya Peninsula that he issued his other legendary slogan, Dili Chalo, on to Delhi.
After taking his oath as Prime Minister, he addressed the Indian people via Radio Singapore. And here is a profound narrative irony for you. Despite having called Gandhi a failed leader years before, and despite their massive falling out over the concept of nonviolence, it was in this very broadcast that Bose respectfully referred to Gandhi as the father of the nation, or Bapu. It just goes to show how complex these historical relationships really were.
Okay, Section 5, the final campaigns.
The INA launched the ambitious Impal campaign, but sadly it ultimately failed due to a lack of Japanese cooperation. Following the total defeat of Japan in the wider war, the fate of the INA was essentially sealed. And then, the final tragedy struck. S.C. Bose reportedly died in a plane crash in Taiwan.
Finally, Section 6, the Red Fort Trials.
In the immediate aftermath of Bose's death, 3 key INA commanders were arrested and put on trial at the Red Fort in Delhi: Shahnawaz Khan, Prem Kumar Sehgal, and Guru Bakhsh Dillon. This trial gripped the entire nation. An absolute heavyweight legal defense team stepped up to defend these soldiers. We're talking his old ally Jawaharlal Nehru, along with Vallabhbhai Desai, K.N. Kachu, Tej Bahadur Shrapru, and Aruna Asaf Ali. Through their rigorous defense, these commanders actually avoided execution, and their death penalties were ultimately converted to life imprisonment.
But, while those trials settled the fate of his commanders, the ultimate fate of Netaji himself became this lingering, massive historical mystery. So what exactly did the official committees find out about the death of S.C. Bose? It's a totally provocative question that practically demands we keep digging for the truth. What do you think they uncovered?